Hello, Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Cuckoo Podcast. I'm Benson Tippett,
And I'm Aria, aka Cuckoo.
and this is our first actual real episode. Finally,
Yeah, the long-awaited first episode that you guys have desperately been asking for.
yeah. So I'm gonna just explain real quick some updates, some things we've decided to do with the podcast. So we're gonna have Storytime episodes, which will be their own thing. They're gonna be a little shorter, maybe 30 minutes long, where we just tell stories, maybe have people on to tell interesting stories. And then we're gonna have our real episodes where we take a topic, go into deep analysis, discuss it, give our thoughts and opinions, and those will last maybe up to like an hour long. And by the way, we've had so many people ask to be on the show.
That's true, yeah.
So sorry to everyone if we can't get you on super fast, but we do want to get everyone on.
We will get to you, and we see all the people and all of you guys who've commented wanting to come on and talk about anything. We'll get to you, just like Benson said, give us some time. You know, there's been a lot of you, actually, a lot more than we initially thought, but just give us some time, and yeah, we'll get to you, basically. I know that's repetitive, but I got to emphasize that.
Yeah, we're still waiting on a third mic.
It's on its way.
But yeah, as soon as we can, we'll start having people on the show.
A lot of cool topics, by the way, on our Instagram page. We asked what you would like to see, and then like a lot of cool ideas that you guys suggested, and also who to come on. So I'm excited for those future episodes as well.
Yeah, ton of interesting ideas. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a good time talking about. But for today's episode, we're doing our first Storytime episode.
And quickly before we move on, I would like to say if you'd like to know what we're doing each week, like if we're doing a story time or a regular episode, just kind of follow along on the Instagram. We post updates on that. I'm currently in the process of getting our other social medias as well updated, so just kind of follow us there at the Cuckoo Podcast as well.
Also, before I forget, shout out to my brother Christian
Tippett.
Go check his Instagram out, ctippets_art. He made some amazing artwork. He made a new logo for us. He's working on a banner, and it looks phenomenal.
Yeah, as you guys have seen, like it's definitely from what we had in the beginning till now, it's a huge upgrade. So shout out to Christian Tippett's art.
Yeah, for sure. I'm excited. Things are moving forward.
Big things.
All right, so should we get into the actual storytelling?
Okay, should I start or do you want to start?
I'll start because I feel like your story is a lot juicier.
Okay.
And so we were kind of talking about near-death experiences in quotation marks. And I was thinking about it. I really don't have any experiences where I actually thought I could die. But one thing that did happen when I was maybe 12 or 13, I was with my cousins in my grandma's backyard. She's got this massive trampoline. And you know when you're on the trampoline and you time your bounce to launch someone?
Yeah.
My cousin, who plays basketball for college now, by the way, he probably had about 50 pounds on me, and we were just jumping on the trampoline having fun, and he launched me, and I swear I was up there for so long. It felt like so long. I was just hanging in the air.
Well, like Michael Jordan.
I did. I had some Jordans on, actually.
Oh, okay. Oh.
But I looked down once I reached the peak of my jump, and I see how high I am, and I see I'm not gonna land on the trampoline.
Oh wow!
Like it angled me, and I'm like flailing in the air trying to get back to the trampoline, like push myself to whatever I could do, and I hit the side of the trampoline. One of my legs hits the side, the padded outside edge.
Okay.
The other misses, and I just flip sideways and smack on the ground, and ever since that day, my second vertebrae in my back has been out of place.
So did you fall on your side, your back, your head? Like, where did you fall on?
I fell on my side. One leg hit it.
Oh yeah, one leg hit.
One leg missed, and it just flipped me sideways onto the ground.
Ouch!
It was painful. I think I was crying.
Yeah, I'd be crying too even right now. That sounds like it hurts.
But ever since then, second vertebrae has been out of place. You can feel it. If you put two fingers down the back, you can feel it's a little bit to the right.
And like, it can't be fixed, like essentially?
I've gone to chiropractors before and they've worked on it, and they can take a lot of the pain away, but I think I need like
So it's still painful right now?
It just causes like sometimes neck pain, back pain, if I'm like sitting in the same position for too long.
Oh, wow.
Or doing different physical work. But I think I actually have to have like some sort of medical procedure done to permanently fix it.
Because like any type of spinal surgery is pretty risky anyways, right? So I guess with yours, and I'm not sure how how severe it is or whatnot. Like,
I don't think it's too bad.
So you probably
I've been alright since then.
Yeah, you probably won't need surgery.
Yeah, but it's definitely like I have a lot of neck and back pain, and I think it's caused by that.
Yeah, and
I
maybe
get a lot
like
of pain around.
Yeah,
that
maybe
area.
not now. Like in the future, like if the pain intensifies, you might need surgery.
I'll definitely have to do something about it at some time.
Yeah.
But
I was gonna ask. First of all, you and Isaac now are twinsies with back
Why?
pain. Shout out.
back pain brothers.
Back pain. You know, the spine brothers, as we like to call you.
The spinal brothers.
The spinal brothers. Let's get down a t-shirt. But yeah, I was gonna ask, when it happened, were you rushed to the doctor, or were you like, did you say to walk it off?
I was just out there in pain, just freaking out, and we didn't even realize that it had caused that at first. It had caused my vertebrae to move, and I mean, I was just in pain, but we didn't go to the hospital or anything.
How long did the pain initially? So how long did it last?
Forever.
No, I mean so well, I know you kind of get
how it initially
because after a while okay, I'm better. You kind of walk it off. Is that what happened to you? Is that why you didn't go to the hospital?
Yeah, I think I was okay after maybe just I don't know. I don't honestly remember very well.
Yeah.
Maybe it kind of hurt for a few days and I was all right, but it was like maybe like a month later I realized my vertebrae was out of place, and it wasn't before that.
Now I'm kind of feeling like, how do you know? Is my vertebrae out of place? Like, how do you tell?
I don't know. Maybe I was just scratching my back and felt it. I don't know.
You were like, my spine's a little crooked, huh?
But I remember realizing it was out of place and trying to figure out what could have possibly done that. And I was like, it must have been falling off the trampoline like that. There was nothing else.
And then you went and got like an x-ray and whatnot and saw that it was out of place?
Yeah, it was out of place for sure. You can literally feel it.
That's so weird. Like I want to feel his afterwards. Like, even though that sounds weird, but I mean, mine. Like, yeah.
You want to touch me?
I'm gonna feel it.
All right, so 2 fingers. Just go down the middle.
All right there.
It's right here. That one.
Oh, okay, right there, huh?
Yeah.
That does feel weird.
You feel it, right?
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't know that before.
Yeah. Dude, have you told that story before?
I've mentioned it, but not like I don't explicitly remember telling it.
Dang, 5 likes or 2 shares, we're gonna recreate it. Me and Benson. Maybe it'll fix it. Like reverse. Like it's like the episode of SpongeBob where like Squidward became like famous. Yeah, we'll fix it for you.
I guess I need to slam a door in your face.
Are you calling me ugly?
I'm calling you too pretty already right now.
Oh yeah, I gotta get uglified. You know,
a little
uglified?
self-conscious.
It's okay, you know.
A little jealous.
We'll fix your spine and fix my face as well.
All right. Sounds good.
That's an I never knew that story, by the way. That's a cool story. Like,
yeah, I've told it before, but I've never.
And yeah, actually, like trampoline injuries can be serious. At least you didn't land on your head or land completely on your back.
I felt like I was so far up in the air. Like my cousin launched me. Like the hang time.
Yeah.
Like I remember it feeling slower than it actually was because I was like, holy moly, I'm so high.
And yeah, now I see like why parents are so against trampolines because like.
And we have one in our backyard now.
That's true. Yeah, I mean, that's crazy. Your spine. Not to say that it can never be fixed. Obviously, yeah, you can do surgery and like. I mean, you've done like physical therapy, chiropractor, but like, yeah, it's scary. Like, cause I'm like, if you went got like handicapped or anyway, like that would've been nuts.
Yeah, like I'm definitely more susceptible to injuries, but I think overall it's fine.
Yeah, I think I mean, obviously, like you said, like
still gonna ball up.
Still gonna
rip stick.
Still gonna nerf it up with the Nerf guns.
Oh yeah.
Nerf Freddy. It's a cool story. Do you have any more to add, or?
No, I think that's about it. That was one of the scariest like moments in my life because I just at the peak of the jump, I was like, I'm screwed. I don't know.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I mean, my story's scarier in its own way, but not like that way. You know what I mean?
All right, let's hear it.
So you want to start with my story? So we're going to get to this is my near-death experience at Capitol Reef National Park. The year is 2018. So in order to tell the story, I need to tell the backstory. So this trip was a kind of like a end-of-year school trip with the boys, just guys being dudes. And so it was me, Kenny, Garrett, and Benson. And we had last minute planned a trip to Capitol Reef, like I mentioned earlier. And so I was on the fence of going anyways, because prior to that I had been to in the same month, I'd been to Capitol Reef already with a different group. And then I'd been on a 2-day concert in Utah and then to Phoenix. So I was already kind of exhausted, and on top of that, finals. So anyways, I was like, I'll say I'll go, but I was like low-key hoping it get canceled, But it ended up being a fun trip, by the way.
You're always trying to bail at the last
I
second.
remember I was like, I texted, I was like, yeah, you know what, you guys, I don't want to hold you. You go without me. And these guys came to my door and were knocking. I was like, okay, I guess I have to go. But, okay.
You had fun.
I had fun. Actually, that was actually a really fun trip. But the day comes to leave, and I guess, so I had a final due, and I was like, I got to do this final because we're leaving on this trip. I did not sleep at all that day, right? So they come pick me up. We leave. I'm dead tired. Haven't slept all because I pulled an all-nighter to do this final. We get all the way, whatever, the 3-4 hour drive to Capitol Reef, and we set up. And I'm dead tired. And then of course once we get there, let's go explore. So we go hiking, drive around, whatever. And then I get more tired. So I'm like, finally, tomorrow's a big day. Tomorrow's the actual day we're gonna do the big hikes, whatever. Mm-hmm. But of course, when I'm sleeping in my tent, there's a freaking spider in my tent. And I was like, oh, I freaked. I was like, holy crap. I'm freaking out. I'm kicking around. And I broke my tent trying to kill the spider. And so now I freaked out. And I was like, I'm not going to sleep. Oh, and keep in mind, we had a 6-person tent or a 4-man tent.
Me and Kenny were sharing a 3 or 4-man
tent. No, it was a 4-man tent. So I'm like, I come up to them. I was like, knock, knock, knock. And I was like, what? Hey, my tent broke. Can I sleep with you guys? These two guys aren't,
they're not space.
They're not big guys, by the way. They tell me there's no room. 2 small guys in a 4-person tent. And so I'm like, I'm not about to go sleep back in my tent where it's exposed and there could be more spiders coming in, right?
I saw spiders in my tent too.
I was freaking out. So I'm dead tired. So I'm like, screw it. I go sleep in the back of Garrett's truck. The most uncomfortable sleep I've ever had. So I'm already dead tired. And then we get to and I get to that truck and I'm like, I can't fall asleep. And I'm so tired. I kept hearing noises. I'm like, oh my gosh, wolves, skinwalkers. I don't know what I was thinking. I was in my head. But anyways, I got probably over the worst sleep of my life. So I still woke up the next morning tired, but I was ready to go. And now comes breakfast time, cooking a nice breakfast, start the day off right, maybe this will help. Kenny says I undercooked the eggs, right?
You did.
And I did not, by the way. Watch Gordon Ramsay's videos. Those were perfect. Literally, they were bomb. Kenny proceeds to burn the eggs. I was like, no way. There goes our breakfast. So no breakfast. I think we had Pop-Tarts or something. Thanks, Kenny. And we get to the actual hike. Okay, so we started off at the travel center or wherever, to figure out where. Because one of the hikes...
Figuring out where to go.
Yeah, because the hike, I like I said, I've been to Capitol Reef earlier that month. And there's a really dope hike you can do. You hike the Narrows or the slot canyons. You actually hike this river and you go down 2 little waterfalls. And so that was the hike we were gonna do because it's super dope. But you need 2 cars to do it because where the trailhead begins and where you end up are 2 completely different places. So it's you actually end up finishing the hike at the actual travel center or whatever at Capitol Reef, but you start off 4 miles down that way.
So you need someone to drive the car back.
And yeah, so we did not have that, and so we kind of we don't want to walk all the way up and back down, so we kind of bailed. And all the other hikes, we wanted to do a big hike for some reason. Nothing was appealing to us, so we found this hike. It said there was a pool or a little lake at the end of it. It's okay, we'll go to that. And then they're the lady who, by the way, didn't know anything. She's oh, that pool could be, you might have to be swimming in it, in your hike. And we're really? Then we're kind of whatever. But
I don't remember this part.
Yeah, I swear, we're I don't want to get wet,
Did we see any water?
No, keep in mind, this lady was the tourist, not the tourist, but the guide was yeah, you might have to swim, but you're oh, we don't know. But then screw it, we've already wasted so much time today, so you go on the hike. And so we get there. There's one car at this trail. One car. We're like, okay, that's weird.
One
Like,
single car.
like, dude, it's freaking water. Like, why would no one else want to hike it, right? So we get hiking, and first of all, it's freaking. By the way, it's like 100 degrees. And like right now in May, it's like whatever in like Salt Lake, it's like what 70 degrees. We pull up there, it's 100 degrees, freaking hot. I think I only had one water bottle. Same with these guys, and Garrett had like a water bag, whatever. And so we kind of came underprepared because we weren't planning to hike this, and it's not like a long hike if I remember. Like
Us? No. We hiked a ways.
We hiked a ways. I thought for some reason like the lady said it was short, but we hiked a ways. Like
you have to hike or you're just walking on a trail for like a mile and a half.
A sandy trail, which made it harder. Like that. Remember that? I was like, dude, this sand, because you know, like, you get stuck in it. So like I remember, I was like, oh.
Did you just get stuck in the sand?
No, because like it's heavier.
It's
you
just
know,
harder to walk.
It's because it's not paved. It's just sand. So like we're going there. It's freaking hot, and we're like, we're like, where is this trail? Like, because it's not like a paved path, so you don't really know, but you're just kind of following. You know, like okay, this looks like that trail, so we'll just go on it. Mm-hmm. Anyways, and we finally ran into those people that were in the car. And they come like, oh, this trail, it's like a dead end. It doesn't go anywhere. You have to climb up this thing. It's super sketch. Like you guys should, you know. I think they're like, this is not the trail for some reason. So they like just telling us. They turned around and said that this is not the right way. You're like, oh, screw those guys. You know, they were older. You know, there's some boomers.
There's some boomers.
So we're like, you know, they can't do it. We can do it. So we get there, and they're like, we're hiking. You know, now it's getting a little easier. Like, okay, finally out of the sand. Now it's got a little paved. And then we get to the point where they're talking about, right? And like, okay, and I wish I could pop up a picture.
After the trail, we enter into a slot canyon. It's a slot canyon.
So which was a little better.
It just seems infinite.
It did, and that's the thing. Like every time we got past, like it just never. It seemed like it was never gonna end. But we get to the point where we have to climb. For some reason, this is. I don't know why this is a hike, because you have to climb. Like it's low key sketchy. Like if you're not prepared or experienced. So now I kind of see. Okay, so now I see how they couldn't get up this. It's like how high would you say that thing was?
5 feet.
I would say 15 to 20 feet. I wish you could pop. I wish you guys. I have a picture of this, and I think it's on our Instagram story. But anyways, like you see Benson climbing up it.
We'll post the picture that Arya has, and we'll see who's right.
And and keep in mind, like Benson's 6 feet, right? And so like you see him climbing. That's at least 2 or 3 Bensons, right? And so that's probably like 15, 20 feet.
No way, dude.
But anyway, so we get up it. We actually, you're right. We did get up it with quite ease. Like we kind of Spider-Man crawled. I'm surprised I got up it. I'm like, yes, we got through the hardest part. Nope, like you said, Benson's slot and we're just going. I'm hearing noises. I'm like getting paranoid. It's hot. We're running out of water. And then we keep going and going. We reach a cave, right? It was like a little. Would you call it a cave?
I don't remember. Oh,
because you had to shimmy through it. Do you remember? It was super narrow.
It's just like there's rocks covering like an part of the slot canyon. You have to get through them.
Imagine you're just going through the trail, all of a sudden ends, and you have to go through these rocks. It looks like a cave. I call it a cave, and it's like full of spiders, by the way. And it's super narrow. And so like I tried getting up, and like I could have, but it was like super sketchy, right? It was like super. I thought I was like, I'm claustrophobic. You know, I could die right here. So, anyways, they're like, okay, you know what? Let's go. Like Kenny, Benson, Garrett, like, you know, we'll go scope it out. Like if it's worth it, if we see like an end to the trail, you know, I'll come up, right? And so these guys kind of left me alone. I was all alone there, no water. And they were gone, right? I swear, you guys were gone for like 45 minutes.
Really? That long?
We
just went a little bit of ways.
No, I felt like you guys went at least a mile, right?
I don't think at least a
mile.
Because
they went far enough, because like we wanted to go all the way. We wanted to finish what we started, but apparently like they went so far that like, yeah, we don't see the lake or the pool the lady's talking about, right?
By the way, Garrett looked on Google Maps after that and said we were actually pretty close to the lake.
Dude, well the thing is, why couldn't you see it is my question, though?
Because we're in the bottom of a slot canyon.
First of all, I'll ask this again afterward. Do you think we went the wrong way? Because the way we went was
Garrett
really...
said we went the right way.
That's a hard trail.
Yeah.
In terms of like climbing. But yeah, like anyways, I wasn't going to do it like unless we knew like the thing was close. Because like getting up that was super tight anyways. And like you have to literally climb like a lot of like manpower, I guess. I don't know why I say manpower.
Body strength?
Body strength. There you go. That's the word. And so we were already like out of water. But anyways, I'm chilling by myself. I'm getting paranoid. No water. No nothing. It's hot. I'm like, these guys have been gone for an hour. I'm like, they left me. Garrett has the keys. I'm like, how am I going to get back? I have no water. This, that. And anyways, they come back. Like, oh, yeah, we didn't see anything. I think this trail's like a fluke. It's like, this is not, I don't know what
we thought we must have gone the wrong way.
Yeah, and it seemed like we went the wrong way, just judging.
Just ended up actually being a little bit farther.
And by the way, apparently coming down those rocks that you said, apparently I get to jump down. And so I'm kind of glad I didn't do it, like, because like jumping down.
Yeah. Okay.
And so anyways,
In
like
a cave-like area.
So yeah, so I'm already like dead tired. I have no water. I have heat exhaustion. You know, I'm like, we have some dope pictures by the way. Like I remember like we had to actually climb through other water. Like Kenny has a picture of me like coming out of this rock. It was like birthing me. It looks super funny. So anyways, we head back to the car. We're like, oh, finally, we're like, we can go do something easier. We can just go at least take a nap. And I don't know if we went on another hike or not after that, but
I don't think we did.
so we're kind of walking back, like we're trying to get to the car as quickly as possible because we have no water. And then we reached the little cliff or thing we climbed up. And so, get this, you guys. So they all go, like, like Gary goes first, like, okay, I'm going to go first. Then, like, Benson goes, and then Kenny goes. I'm about to go around. I'm just going to jump off this, I'm like, 15, 20 feet, no biggie, right?
Okay, that's why it's not 15 or 20 feet.
Listen, I'm about to jump off this, right? And then all of a sudden, I don't know I think it might have been Gary. He's like,
it was Garrett.
He's like, don't jump off. I'm like, why? He's like, you could break your legs. You get hurt right here. You could die.
Okay.
No, he said, he's like, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, how much does it get down? He's like, come down this way. I'm like, that way is harder. Like, this is the easiest way. Saying is when someone tells you that you're gonna get hurt, you panic. And now I can't, like, at the moment, like, I was gonna full send, just go off and jump, right? I probably would have been fine, right? And then Garrett got me in a state of panic.
All he said was, you might sprain your ankle, like, just be careful.
No, he's told me not to jump there. He's like, we have to move this anyways. So now I'm panicking. I'm like, I can't get down. So I'm like, and these guys like, well, they're trying to figure out the easiest way down. Like you can climb, but I can't reach. So like, if I try to climb down, like they was so far apart, so you can't like spider climb. I don't know how we even got up, honestly. And so now I'm kind of stuck there. They're all trying to figure out different ways. Like, okay, you come down here, land here. They're moving things around. And I remember
we moved a piece of wood.
Oh yeah.
Into a spot where your foot could rest on it.
And I remember telling them, I'm like, at the time, I was like, it still was like, they were like, well, and the funny thing was they were all arguing like, no, that's not gonna work. We need to do this, that. And so that even gets me more like in a state of panic because they're all thinking like, no, he can get hurt this way, that way. And so they're all suggesting their own ideas. And so I'm like, you know what? I told them, I was like, you guys might need to call the park rangers and get me life flighted out of here. I really thought so. I was like, I'm gonna need it's gonna be embarrassing, but I'm not willing to die, So I thought they would need like get a helicopter, lower the rope, like SEAL Team 6 comes out, like lift me up. Like that's what I was thinking, right? And anyways, they're all like, no, we can't do that. We have to get back. We're so close. And like, I'm like, how am I gonna get down? There's no other way. I don't know if they were like, I think Garrett was like, oh, let me come up and I'll help you down, like lower you. I was like, and then finally, I don't know what happened. I just jumped. I was like, screw it. We already.
Well, you got your foot down on the piece of wood.
Oh, I think that's true.
They didn't. It was just like a small little jump.
Yeah, like I think like I just jumped. I was like. We made it, and then, keep in mind, no water.
That part did suck.
It did, and, like...
We have water, but we ran out of it fast.
Yeah, and, like I guess, like, the underpreparedness, like... And we were all kind of tired, just besides, like, me, like, the whole backstory I said, like... But, like, that whole thing, and then we just got to the car, and, like, no one on this trail. I'm still convinced, like, even though Gary says he saw on Google Maps, I'm still convinced that if you go on that trail, we'll have to maybe... do a video going back,
That would be cool.
Maybe with like a rope so I can get down it, but I want to. If Garrett really says there is like a whatever the water over there, then I would like to go back and reattempt it just so I can say we conquered it.
Yeah.
But I literally thought I was like,
Plus, it actually was beautiful. It was really cool.
It was, and I think being the part where also no one being on the trail was kind of cool as well. But it was I thought that A, I was gonna die of dehydration, B, of like a heat stroke, or C, the cliff I was gonna die.
A broken leg and blood loss, I guess.
Or that's a 20-foot. Google a 20-foot drop. That's what it was, you guys. Tell me I couldn't die from that.
It was not 20 feet. I can't wait to see this picture.
You guys, Kenny and Garrett as my witnesses. I guess Benson doesn't believe me, but yeah, but it
I remember you being terrified.
It was like I was probably freaking out. I don't remember. I think I was freaking out bad.
You were,
because like I think literally if I would have taken the sprained ankle, like I don't think I would have sprained my ankle, by the way, but like they all got me in a state of panic, and I was freaking out, but. Let me say this. Short story long.
Literally.
I really did try out the story. I survived. We made it back to the car. And I was like, never again. But, I will...
Sorry, finish what you were saying.
Like I said earlier, I want to go back. I want to conquer it. And I'm going to get over that cliff. I'm going to punch it in his face.
Yeah, so to summarize, You had a horrible weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And it all led up to that moment.
Yeah.
Of just terrifying anxiety.
It was like a crazy sort of event if you think about like me going to Capitol Reef like with earlier like that week or two with a different group, and then I went to a concert, right? Like 2 concerts, one in Utah, one in Phoenix, back-to-back days, and I came back, did some finals, and I did the final the prior night, stayed up, pulled an all-nighter, did that final. They picked me up, drove all that way. Then my tent collapsed in the spider. Then I was low-key butthurt. And I know I don't know why they didn't let me. They must have had their own reasons, but like 4-person tent, 2 small guys, they're not big. Like I mean, they might be tall, but like they're skinny, right? I'm like, how can you guys not fit me in there? Like, oh, they made whatever excuse, right?
I regret nothing.
Yeah, and so then we get there underprepared for the hike. Like we lost water. We had no water. It was super hot, and yeah. Although I will say, Garrett had an extra tent. We came back. I slept like a baby that night.
That's good.
It was super hot. I woke up.
You were incredibly tired.
I was then I woke up the next day. I'm like, oh, let's go on a different hike. I'm like, nope, we're going home. And that wasn't that.
Yeah, I think we're all done.
Yeah, it was like we kind of came underprepared in a way, but the hikes we wanted to do weren't accessible. I guess just with the amount of people. I don't know. We just couldn't do it.
I remember our options being limited for some reason.
Capitol Reef is a really cool park. I say it's underrated.
Definitely.
As compared to the other, it's one of the 5 parks and national parks in Utah. It's at least visited, I think, but it's pretty cool. Like the one hike I wanted to do earlier, like maybe if we get a big enough group with 2 cars, we can definitely do it next time. Like we need to do that and like go to. They have a cool. Remember the first hike we did the first day where we did the little overview, a little arch.
I remember that.
That was cool.
It was pretty. It was fast. It was easy.
I would like to go back, do the hike I wanted to do originally, and then conquer the one the one I almost died on.
Sounds like a plan. I think we need to make this happen.
And yeah, and keep in mind, this is not my only near-death experience. This is just one of them.
He has a lot.
I have a lot of them,
you
guys.
A lot of juicy stories where he thinks he almost died.
Actually, one of them, I've actually... you know what I realized? I was going to tell you this. Most of my near-death experiences have been with Garrett.
He just puts people in danger.
Garrett's he's a hooligan. He's crazy. He does crazy stuff. Oh, not to mention this, a month or two ago, we went to his ranch and I almost died.
How did you almost die? I don't even remember.
Let me just say this is for a future episode. Motorcycle accident.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
They were all laughing at me while I was dying.
I'm sorry.
I remember I was like, I probably shouldn't do it. I'm going to crash. What happens? I crashed.
It was a good attempt, though.
It was, yeah.
It was a step towards
I will go back to Garrett's ranch and I will conquer that bike or motorbike, whatever, and I won't crash and I won't almost die.
All right.
That's a story for another time.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that is my long story short.
Your short story long?
Oh, short story long.
Yeah.
Put down a t-shirt.
All right, so awesome. That about does it for our stories. Did you have anything else you wanted to talk about?
Let me know if you want to hear my other near-death experiences or honestly any story time. We haven't it doesn't have to be anything near death. We can just do any story time,
any sort of story.
Maybe talking about trips.
We've done a lot of cool stuff regarding exploring horror.
Yeah.
Or haunted places. Like Ted Bundy's cave.
Yeah, I've been to Ted
abandoned factories.
I've been to Ted Bundy's cave, the abandoned haunted mill. Yeah, maybe that'll be our next episode, kind of exploring, because I remember we posted on Instagram the picture of Ted Bundy and South. Oh, I don't know. Have you been to his house, by the way? That's it for a future episode.
I've been to a place where he kept people.
Yeah, Ted Bundy's cave is super sketchy, by the way. But
besides the cave, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe next time our story time will just be. I want to do a guys being dudes story time. We've been on a lot of trips, where
we were just guys being dudes.
Just guys. There's some funny. I want to talk about our trip to Cedar City.
That was a good trip.
I have some funny stories.
Some funny moments from that.
Yeah. What was it? Until Dawn.
Yep.
If you know, you know. But yeah, that's a story. There's some.
We got a bunch more juicy stories lined up.
And yeah, let us know what you thought of this episode. Do you want another story time soon? Do you want one of our cool ideas? Whether Matt just said, it can be a haunted crime story or conspiracy. We might even bring our first guest on. We'll see we'll just plan it out soon. Yeah, let us know what you thought of this episode.
Yep. Yeah, so we're just gonna keep our story times 30 minutes about our normal episodes.
And let us know. Let us know.
An hour or less.
Do you guys want longer episodes, shorter episodes? Just let us know. Give us feedback, and like you can do that on any of our social medias, either Instagram, YouTube, and I'm gonna other social medias as well once we get those running as well.
I'd say we're definitely most responsive on Instagram, but we check everything.
Yeah, and DM us. We always respond, or just comment on our posts as well.
All right, sounds good. Also, just thank you to everyone for all your support.
Yeah, there's been a lot more support than I initially thought.
It definitely more than I was expecting. It's awesome to see.
And the amount of people that want to come on, the amount of people that said they like love the idea of the podcast was actually pretty overwhelming and cool.
Yeah, it was awesome to see. Yeah, it was great putting up everything, creating everything, and just seeing so much feedback.
And yeah, we're still learning, so we can only progress and get better from here. Like at least in terms of quality wise, video wise, like everything. Like we're just gonna get better on from here on out.
That's our biggest thing: staying consistent, staying with it. We're gonna keep doing this.
Yeah.
So
yeah, thank you for listening, by the way. So if you made it this far.
Yes, thank you so much. And you know what to do.
Stay horny, my friends.